next reading I want to share with you. My client was a woman, and we were talking before I connected with her loved ones, and I knew from her telling me that she is an attorney, a lawyer. And so I tuned in, and here comes her husband in the spirit world. And I captured his personality, could tell that we had him very, very close. And he made a movement like this, and he goes, same career, same career. And I said, your husband, I always report objectively exactly what I said. So I told her this is what I was sensing. And I said, to me, that feels clairsentience wise that he was also an attorney. What else could it mean? And it was. And then he told me we met in college. Yes, they did. These are actual conversations with spirit people, not energy fields. Oh, yay, I got snagged. Here's the team grabbing me. This only happens when I'm teaching. It doesn't happen when I'm conversing with my husband. But Sanaya says, yes, they are energy fields, as are you. Interesting, right? So just keep in mind, we are both energy fields and people. Those in the spirit world are energy fields and still people. They just don't have a physical body anymore. So very interactive with this husband. Then he showed me, and I described it. I said, it looks like a college crest from like an Ivy League school. You can picture that, but I said, I can't identify what school it is, but this is important for him to get across to you. And she said, he loved his college. And I have set out 6 things in front of me that were really special to him. And she reaches down and she holds up the pin of his college crest. That's one of those moments where I've tried to tone down my childlike enthusiasm when we get a wow, and Spirit says, don't bother. We love it. It's high energy. Keep it up. So I get excited. I wrote that down. And so then here from my mediumship students, be aware of the left brain's tendency in a moment like that to say, well, I got one of the 6. I wonder if Spirit can give us the other 5. And I immediately just said, thank you for that. We are not going to try. If he can get it through, I'm seeing this silently to Spirit. If he can get through anything else, maybe one more thing. What does she have there in front of her? And her husband, what did he show me? I don't think I wrote it down, but we got one other thing, and she reached down and she pulled it up, and I said, good enough. That's awesome. What does he want to talk about? And you see, because it wasn't all about impressing her that he knew all 6 things. The fact that he even knew 2 things was the evidence. Then he went on to give his beautiful messages of love and all the reasons that mediumship is so healing and comforting. This one was great. The reading took place on February 12th, which is why I don't remember by this time what the other object was. February 12th. And he showed me a bouquet of roses. I'm reporting this to her, and I said, clearly he loved to give you roses. I can feel it. But I said to him silently, that's pretty generic evidence with Valentine's Day just 2 days away. I said this silently. And he said back to me, back up the date. These are roses for our anniversary right around today. I reported this to her, and their anniversary was the 11th. It was just the day before. That's how you take something from generic to a gold nugget. You don't settle for generic, my mediumship students, or anybody. You say, okay, you spirits know I don't want generic, even though it's lovely that he would have given her roses on Valentine's Day. But there was just a sense there was something more. And of course there was, which was beautiful. So he got to show his love in that way. And then one final thing, near the very end of the reading, this cracked me up so much, and I shared it with Ty. He was laughing too. I said, your husband's showing me that he used an electric toothbrush. He's using an electric toothbrush, and he's smiling really big, and he's bringing my attention to how white his teeth are. A lot of people whiten their teeth. She started laughing. I want to get this right. Look at my notes. She laughed and said one of his favorite phrases that he said all the time is, the lawyer with the whitest teeth wins. Oh, gosh. Now, see, This shows creativity on the part of those in spirit. This is not just, again, I say this all the time, but it's such an important point. It's not just reading data, not reading your client's mind the way he showed it. He could have put that thought in my mind, but that's pretty hard to do. But it was okay to let her tell me why it was important that he was drawing attention to the white teeth. So pretty cool.